differently abled, differently.
Welcome back, and you're definitely watching Able Differently with your host here, Jane Theuri. A lot of barriers exist when it comes to accessibility of services such as health, employment, political representation, just to mention a few, when it comes to persons with disabilities. Majority of Kenyans share the same sentiments, and they feel that there is more that is yet to be done in order to curb such challenges. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
In the society, people with disability don't get the attention they require. Like this issue of being neglected by public transport, and for those who care for them in public transport, because there are those people who care for them, the vehicles are not designed to accommodate them.
People with disabilities are well represented in various sectors because I have some of the examples of some of the private sectors and the government sectors where people are employed and they live with a disability. And of course, even a good example is our university here, where we have people with disabilities that are employed. Yeah, and also when you check on adverts on adverts where people are requested to apply, those ones with disabilities, and maybe we can just say it's just a general disaster that many people are not employed generally. We have also the disabilities being part of the group.
Mimi sijafurahishwa na jinsi walemavu wanavyowakilishwa. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied at all. Naona serikali inafaa izingatie, iweke umuhimu hata katika kuandika watu kazi. Watoe sheria kwamba mahali watu wanaandikwa hata kama ni 10, mahali kuna any recruitment, walemavu wawe included. Kuwe at least na 3/4 ya walemavu. Walemavu wamebaguliwa hata kazini. Unakuta hata hawaheshimiwi. Kwa hivyo mimi naona serikali hapo imeteleza na hapo imetuangusha serikali.
They are represented but not to the level that we may expect. We have seen in political environment the people elected to represent the people with disabilities, they may seem to be doing a bit of their work, but most of it is influenced by politics and then partisan politics in Kenya. And so you find the interest of the people living with disabilities in Kenya is not really articulated well, mostly in the National Assembly and the Senate, and even at the county levels. When I speak like this, you find that even in terms of nomination of people who are to represent the persons living with disabilities in Kenya, I think public awareness should be done and public participation.
Kama kwa mfano kama ile AGPO. Hiyo AGPO walisema kishirika au 30%. Ile access to procurement hizo. Women, youth, people living with disability. Lakini kama ni nyadhifa za kazi, hiyo bado haishiki pale. Hii tu imeshika kwa upande wa AGPO. Kule kiangalia upande wa kazi, hiyo ndio walisema haijakuwa vile ile inatakana. Kwa sababu unapata ile nyingi ni kama kwa mfano hata mtu akana masomo yake lakini anaishi na ulemavu. Napata sasa yule mwajiri anaona mtu kama kumleta kumwajiri mahali itakuwa ni gharama mingi. Mara sijui hizo manyumba inakana wajenge waweke sijui kuna areas ambazo inakana yani special areas. Sasa unapata wanakuwa discriminated. So unapata kazi mingi hao huwa hawajaangalia vizuri, lakini inafaa sasa iwe kisheria. Unajua kitu kiko kisheria ifanye kwa kisheria. Ni kama AGPO. Kitu ya kuongea tu hivi kusema hivi lakini kiwa kisheria ni sheria. Shirika fulani wa kazi mahali popote lazima uhusishe. Lazima tuwe na mtu anaishi na ulemavu. Kwa hiyo unajua mambo mingi ikiwa kwa sheria na sherifu hata hiyo bado ni sawa. Lakini bado saa hii haijazingatiwa kisheria sana. Because one things are written in law. It guide even in employers. Employers wanajua lazima watu tuangalie wapewe nafasi zao.
In this country, the people with disabilities are not represented well, especially politically. And speaking on behalf of the people, for example, who are with mental issues, I don't think they are well represented as far as leadership is concerned and other aspects. I don't think that's but that has been entrenched in the Constitution, that their rights should be recognized and given to them. It's something not just given by the state, but it's something that they deserve to be accorded as it is entitled to them in the Constitution. So speaking from what, there's law and there's practice, but practice has not shown that aspect of really giving the privilege that these people deserve to represent themselves. The Right Honorable Ole Sankok, he's tried to push the agenda of the physically disabled, and the other guy from Isaac Mwaura. They have tried to some point, but there's still more to do to get to achieve the level that's supposed to happen on the international level, especially. Okay, they have been given those seats by virtue of them being disabled, but they have not shown the kind of that they can be able to stand up on something. Like, for example, could you vote for a disabled person at this moment in time? Who has come out to stand up to have that kind of a stand that you can easily follow? There's no one. So they themselves have not represented themselves properly. So maybe it's an issue of the person they are, maybe it's an issue of us giving opportunities to the right people, but there's an issue of representation.
I think they are fairly represented by the government and the whole private society, because where I come from, where I studied in high school, my girls' school, Nairobi, I know the people with disabilities were not undermined or underrated. The government should look into that and literally just take them in. You know, they have the finances, they have the means, so why don't they just look into these people's needs, support them like all these other people who have received support, you know.